Hi, it's Rich, Louisiana Hobby Guy. Today we're doing part 2 of the Lightburn libraries. So we already did part 1, if you look at the bottom right, which covered the library for materials. Today we're covering the art library. And if you don't see this art library down here, just come up to the top where it says Window, click on that. Come down here to where it says Art Library and check that little box right there. Once you check that box, this library will show up down here. And you can take and move this library around if you wanted to. Put it wherever you need to have it on the screen. And when you're done, just click the title bar, drag it back over here, but make sure that it lights up in blue. See it light up in blue? If it doesn't light up in blue, it won't drop in. So now it's lit up in blue, it's back on the tabs down here. And you can do that with any window that you want up here. You can arrange it any way that you want and then put it back to where it came from. Your art library, if you're new to this, is going to look very similar to mine. It's got nothing in it. There's nothing populated, nothing saved. The beauty of the libraries is that you can save all of your artwork for future projects. And you're going to find this very convenient, and it's going to save you a lot of time. So the very first thing we're going to do is come down here to the Library tab, Art Library, and click on the button that says New. When we click on that, it'll bring up our browse. I'm going to go to Desktop. I'm going to go to Lightburn Tutorials, and I'm going to create my first category. And that's going to be, I'm just going to put in Lightburn. So this will be my first Lightburn art category, and I'll click Save. Now, if you look at the art libraries, you'll see that we now have a category called Lightburn. This is a very quick and simple tutorial. So if I come up here, I have a graphic that I like, and this is a Lightburn graphic. I make sure that it's clicked on. All of the resize handles are up. And I come down here to the art library and I click on this button that says import graphic from project. And then it's going to ask me for a name. We're just going to call this 1 for right now. And there it is. It's in the library. At this point, come down to the library tab and click save. Now, that graphic and this category will be here forever. You can always load that if you want to. Now, if I were to get rid of that and I need to bring it back, I would just click on the load button right here. And there it is right there. Say open and it's back. Now, you can take anything that you want from anywhere that you want. For instance, let's go to Google and we'll Google Lightburn logo. And you'll see that here they are. So all you have to do is just right click on one. Well, actually, if you click on it, it'll bring up the preview. Right click on it, say copy image, and then come down here and paste it. And there we go. And now I can take this one, I click on it, come down here to import graphic, import that, name it number 2, or give it a distinctive name, whatever you want. And now I have both of them in here. I come to library and I click save. And now that's saved. So that's really just how simple it is. Now, you can do this with anything. These are pictures, but I'll bring in a real picture if you like. And we'll bring in this one here. And now I can come over here, click New Category. And in the box here, I'll type Family Pics and save. And now I have a new category called Family Pics above the Lightburn, and it puts it in alphabetical order. So with Family Pics selected, I'll come over here and make sure this is selected where you see all the handles, and I will come back down here and say import graphic from project and give it a name, say OK, and now back over here and save. And now this will always be here. The beauty of this is, in the future, when you need to make a new design, you're designing a new cutting board, you're designing a new coaster, whatever it might be, you can just come over here to your arts library, click on whatever category it is, and I have a whole bunch of them. Click on whatever you want and drag it into the work plane, and you're ready to get started. Now, while I have this here, I'm just going to make a comment that I see a lot of people have issues with working on images. So what you want to do is click on it, and some people, they'll come over here to shape properties and they'll look at all these numbers here and play with them over there, but I don't like it that way. Just use your right click shortcut. With this picture selected, and it has to be selected, I'm going to right click on it, and here's everything I need. I mean, I don't need to go anywhere else to do this. I can preview the image down here, I can trace the image down here, and this is a key one that a lot of people miss, is a graphical user interface to adjust the image, not like the one I just showed you a minute ago, but an actual GUI. So if we look at this, you'll see that now I have controls that I can preview at the same time. If I turned it negative, if I adjusted the contrast, if I wanted to darken it up and raise the gamma, you know, if I was going to trace it next. I mean, you know, I can do radius adjustments, which you'd have to have a radius amount to start with, and then you can adjust the radius here, and you can change, if I would change to grayscale, you can do everything in this graphical user interface. And this is something that a lot of people miss. So I'm not going to say okay to this because I'm going to leave the image the way it is, but once you get it all finely tuned, then you say okay. I will give you one bit of warning though. This is a processor intensive GUI. If you don't have a really good machine, you probably don't want to do too much processing in there. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, this is just so easy to use. Now, let's say for instance, for some reason you lost your library. I mean, it's just as simple as hitting load and browsing to that folder, and then you can click on both of these, or you know, select and click, or drag and drag, whatever it is that you like to do, and say open, and they're right back. And to give you an idea of what I have, I'm going to click load, and on my desktop I go to my Lightburn art folder, which is where I keep everything, and you'll see that everything's in here, all of mine. So like from I can click on animals, come all the way to the bottom, shift click on the bottom one and say open, and there we have it. This is all of my artwork in here. You can see everything's here, everything's loaded, and I can get to work. All of this artwork that I have here, I've done in previous projects. So for instance, in religion, I've done different burns of crosses. In banners, I take these banners, bring them out, and I separate them out, and I use them on plaques. I have birds and children, and these are all of the different coasters that I've actually made. So in the future, if I want to make another beer coaster, I just drag this beer out and it's ready to go. That's one of the beautiful things about Lightburn, is having everything stored in here. If I do it in line art, I do a lot of line art, my own line art. I'll select the image and I'll ungroup it, and then I'll be able to work on individual things. Like for instance, this bottle, I can pull that bottle out and I can delete all of this and just have the bottle left to work with. And now I'll group this back together, and now I've got my bottle and I can put it into a burn. So that's the beauty of the art library. Again, make sure whenever you make a change to your art library, now by pulling this out, I didn't make any changes whatsoever. All I did was import a graphic from here. So make sure whenever you make a change, you come down here to library and you click on save. That's very important. At least for me it is. I kept losing my libraries when I first started, and I didn't realize it was because I wasn't saving them. So that's it. A quick part 2. Art library is real simple to use. It's something that's going to save you a lot of time in the future, and 6, 7, 8 months down the road, when you want to find that world map again that you did a long time ago, you can just drag it right out, and there it is, and it's ready to use. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm making new videos all the time that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching.